everybody. This is Bob Hall, your Philco Sports telecaster. This week, it's championship football as featured in the professional leagues. You'll see the Cleveland Browns capture their third consecutive All-America Football Conference title by defeating the Buffalo Bills. And then you'll watch the Philadelphia Eagles power their way through a driving snowstorm to win the National Football League championship by downing the Chicago Cardinals. But first, a brief message from Philco.
Like to go places? Here's your ticket for more listening pleasure anywhere. The Philco 602. A beauty on the beach, great for winter vacations, summer outings. Plays on battery, AC or DC. Ask your dealer for the Philco 602.
First, let's head for Cleveland, where the Cleveland Browns defeated Buffalo to win their third straight All-America Football Conference championship. In the early minutes of the first quarter, Cleveland, paced by the brilliant passing of Otto Graham, starts a drive. It's a bullseye to Edgar Jones, who's finally dropped on the 40-yard line. From the T formation, Dub Jones goes in motion. Marion Motley takes the pitch out, and the sensational 230-pound fullback sweeps left end for a nice gain. In slow motion, we show you Cleveland's smooth working ground attack. Edgar Jones cuts over his own right tackle for another gain. Otto Graham again goes back to pass. In the right flat, Motley takes the pigskin, and the former Nevada star picks up 12 yards on the play. It takes the whole Buffalo team to stop him. Here's another pass by Graham. Dub Jones takes the aerial as Cleveland continues its drive. On a quick handoff, Motley heads for the line. A big hole opens up, and he's into the Buffalo secondary for a 9-yard gain. The Bills' defense tightened here, and they took over. And now the Bills go to the air with George Radaman doing the passing. He heaves downfield. Tom James intercepts, and he's off on a 30-yard gallop all the way down to the Buffalo 20. Up the middle goes Marion Motley, and when they stop him, he's on the 3-yard line. On the next play, Edgar Jones crashes over his own left guard and fights his way over for the first score of the game, and Cleveland leads 7-0. In the second quarter, Cleveland relies on the passing arm of Otto Graham. It's complete to LaValle. He tosses a lateral, but it misfires, and Charlie Shute recovers for Buffalo. Here's one for the books. It's a wide play to the left. Baumgartner fumbles on the 20. George Young scoops it up, and he's off on an 18-yard sprint to the goal. And Cleveland goes out in front, 14-0. Now Buffalo gets underway. Radaman takes to the air. It's complete to Chet Lutron, who's forced out on the 24. Radaman, faking beautifully, slips the ball to Baumgartner, and the fleet halfback gets into the Cleveland secondary. But once again, the Browns stop Buffalo. Playing a wide-open brand of football, Graham elects to pass from his own 12-yard line. It's complete to Max Speedy, who's out on the 35. Again, Graham drops back. Given excellent protection, he gets off another perfectly timed aerial to Horace Gillum, who's knocked out of bounds at the midfield stripe. On a beautifully executed delayed buck, the giant Motley pile drives his way down the field with great individual effort. Watch him go. In the final seconds of the first half, Graham takes to the air in an attempt to score. He heaves a long one down to the goal. But Maggioli intercepts, and the first half ends with the Cleveland Browns leading 14-0. In the second half, Cleveland unleashes their powerful running attack. Motley takes the pitch out, and aided by good blocking, he sweeps left end. He's dragged out on the 17-yard line. Otto Graham fades back once again to pass. Lavelli takes the flat pass, and with the aid of some nifty footwork, he gets down to the 9-yard mark. Here's the payoff play in the making. Graham drops back, spots Edgar Jones at the goal, and it's touchdown for Cleveland. But that was too good to miss, so let's have another look. Here, through the eyes of the Philco slow-motion camera, we show you Cleveland's deceptive aerial attack. Graham heaves to the goal. Jones has it, and the Browns lead 21-0. The aerial attack continues as Otto Graham, the former Northwestern star, throws a perfect pitch to Max Speedy. Now for some straight power tactics. Edgar Jones blasts his way through the Buffalo forward wall. On a quick opener, Motley breaks into the clear, and he's off on a 29-yard sprint for Cleveland's fourth tally, and they take a commanding lead, 28-0. In there fighting every minute, the Buffalo Bills call on Jimmy Still, former Georgia Tech quarterback. He goes back to pass. Far downfield, Baumgartner takes a great catch to rack up a 25-yard gain. Again, it's Jimmy Still, faking beautifully, and he gets excellent pass protection. He connects with a perfect toss to Bill O'Connor, who's dropped at the 10-yard mark. Buffalo racks up a touchdown with this pass. Watch Baldwin make a sensational catch for the touchdown. Now, keep your eye on that man, Motley. He's running roughshod through the Buffalo defense. This time, it's a 31-yard gallop to pay dirt to make the score 35-7. Buffalo Bills try to get going. Jimmy Still completes a pass to Bill O'Connor for a nice gain. Buffalo again goes to the air. But this time, Jimmy Still's pass boomerangs. Tom James intercepts for the Browns. still in the fourth quarter, and the Browns explode again. Ollie Klein, on a delayed buck, finds a big hole in the Buffalo line, and the fleet halfback reels off a 20-yard gain. And now, Motley sets off the fireworks again. He skirts left end, cuts downfield, goes to the 15-yard line. From the 5-yard line, Motley takes the pitch out and, aided by good blocking, makes his third touchdown of the day. And the score now stands 42-7 in favor of the Browns. In the last moments of the ball game, Buffalo moves downfield on this pass from Jimmy Still to Bill O'Connor. Once again, Jimmy Still elects to pass. Lou Saban picks this one out of the air, and he's off to the promised land for the final score of the game, as Cleveland wins the All-America Conference Championship 49-7. And now, here's a Philco winner. And now let's go to Philadelphia, where the Eagles and the Cardinals fought it out for the National League Championship in a blinding snowstorm. Here we are out at Shibe Park, and we weren't kidding when we said that it was really snowing. It's almost game time, and off comes the huge tarpaulin. Even the players lend a hand. The Eagles kick off. Joe Muha moves forward, and the game is underway. On the 3-yard line, Jerry Davis takes it and reels off 25 yards before Russ Kraft drops him. From the very outset, that big Eagle line serves notice that they mean business. Maloff is thrown for a big loss by Vic Sears. Now the Eagles are on their own 35, and it's their first play from scrimmage. In slow motion, Tommy Thompson, the league's top passer, drops back. There it goes. Far downfield is Jack Ferrati. He's down, but he won't stay down. And there he goes for what appears to be a touchdown. But an offside penalty nullified that play. Incidentally, the Eagles worked on that play for 10 straight days. Eagles are on the move again. Steve Van Buren takes the pitch out, and watch him go. No wonder he's the top ground gainer in pro football. Still in the first quarter, and the Cards try to get going. It's Charlie Trippy on the move around right end. He's out of bounds and into a snowdrift. On a quick opener off left tackle, Elmer Angsman breaks into the Eagles secondary as the Cardinals threaten. When the Cardinal attack stalls, they attempt a 37-yard field goal. Pat Harder's kick is wide of the mark, and the Eagles take over. In ankle-deep snow, it's Steve Van Buren pile driving his way through the Cardinal line. Again, the Eagles call on Van Buren, and watch him fight for that extra yardage. Now, back to pass goes Tommy Thompson. It's a long one down the middle. But Red Cochran intercepts to halt this drive as the first quarter ends 0-0. In the second period, Thompson fades again to heave that pigskin. And again, it's Red Cochran who intercepts for the Cardinals to cut off another Eagle scoring opportunity. With their backs to the goal, Maloff kicks out for Chicago. Downfield, Pat McHugh takes it, and the Georgia Tech star moves through that snow with the greatest of ease. Here's real deception. Thompson's faking baffled the Cards all afternoon, and Boss Pritchard racks up a nice gain. This time, the Eagles will call on rookie Jack Myers, and he performs like a veteran to put the ball on the Cards' 5-yard line. The Eagles go to the air in quest of a score. Thompson heaves goalward, intended for Pete Pihos. It's a little too long, and Pete slides through the snow. Now the Cardinals start a march downfield. Charlie Trippi has the ball, and the former Georgia Flash skirts his right end, but the Eagles move in and snow him under. Here's a well-executed play. Maloff keeps the ball and breaks off his own left tackle for a short gain. It looks as if the Cards are going places. Maloff passes to Bill Duell for a 15-yard gain. In the final seconds of the first half, Maloff fades to pass, but that Eagle line has other ideas. Walter Barnes drops him for a big loss, and at halftime, it's still a scoreless deadlock. At halftime, the Eaglettes prove they can take it too as they parade bare-legged through the snow. Say, Washington couldn't have had it much tougher at Valley Forge. Yablonsky of the Cards kicks off to open up the second half. Joe Muhall gathers it in as the fury of the storm continues. In slow motion, we see Tommy Thompson's masterful faking technique. Pritchard gets the ball on a delayed play and belts through a nice hole for a substantial gain. In this kind of weather, lugging that football is no easy task. Van Buren cracks the line. There's a fumble, and Goldberg recovers for a Cardinal break. Chicago goes to the air. Maloff pitches a perfect strike down the middle to Mal Kuttner, and the Cards are on the move. Fighting for every inch, Charlie Trippi, on a slice off his right tackle, picks up some valuable yardage. Now the Cardinals gamble with 4th down and 2 yards to go. But the mighty Eagle line stops Trippi, and the Eagles take over. Eagles ball. It's Thompson faking the Cardinal defense out of position. Supersonic Steve Van Buren plows through the line, adding more yardage. Van Buren, having one of his greatest days, swings around right end and literally walks right through the opposition for 15 yards. Now Thompson fades back. It's a screen pass to Pios, but the Cards are all set for this one. The Cardinals can't figure what Thompson will do next. Pritchard has it. He's up, over, and out of bounds. The Eagles are forced to kick. Uha boots it. Trippy takes it deep in Cardinal territory. And, brother, that snow is deep, too. On this play, Maloff fumbles on the 17-yard line, and the Eagles' Kilroy pounces on it for the deciding break of the game. Taking advantage of this break, the Eagles move goalward as Pritchard rips off 5 yards to put the ball on the 12-yard line at the end of the third quarter. On a beautifully executed delayed buck, Joe Muha hurdles over the line to pick up 3 more yards. From the quarterback spot, Tommy Thompson, behind the powerful Eagle line, drives through for a first down on the 5-yard marker. With the championship riding on his shoulders, Steve Van Buren blasts off right tackle for the game-winning touchdown. Let's look at that payoff play again in slow motion. Thompson hands the ball off to Van Buren. A big hole opens up and Steve crashes over for the touchdown. Now for the extra point. Cliff Patton and Tommy Thompson clear a spot for the ball. Patton calmly boots the ball squarely between the uprights, and look at that snow. Buhaw kicks off for the Eagles. The Cards roar back as Vic Schwall makes a brilliant return of Muhaw's kick. Watch that footwork, too. The Cards are fighting desperately as Maloff goes back to pass. It's complete, out into the left flat to Demantia, but the attack stalls there. Eagles ball, Thompson pulls the defense out of position with a fake, and then he streaks up the field for a 17-yard gain. The Eagles are rolling, and Van Buren on a quick thrust picks up 4 yards. Here's the crossbuck. Pritchard finds a nice hole at left tackle and bolts through into the secondary for 7 more yards. The drive downfield continues. Steve Van Buren takes a handoff from Thompson, swings around his right end and makes a first down on the Cardinal 47. Thompson's quarterbacking was flawless. It pays off again as he calls a wide play. Pritchard streaks downfield on a 15-yard gallop. Now Thompson fakes the wide play. He keeps the pigskin and gets down to the 23-yard line, where the Cardinals hold the Eagles and take over. With 5 minutes left to play in the ball game, Eichenberg goes back to pass. Look at that Eagle line move in on him and drop him for a 12-yard loss on the Cardinal 8. Still trying to pull the game out of the fire, the Cardinals call on Pat Harder for a pass. He rifles one downfield, but into the picture steps Ernie Steele to make an all-important interception. The Birds move goalward again. Thompson gives the ball to Van Buren, and the great halfback cuts downfield and almost breaks away for another score. From the 26-yard line, Pritchard takes the pitch out and, aided by good blocking, fights his way down to the 13-yard line. On the last play of the game, the Eagles are knocking at the goal again. Thompson sneaks through to the 2, and the final gun goes off with the Philadelphia Eagles winning the National Football League championship for the first time in 16 years. This is Bob Hall joining the entire production staff of Philco's Touchdown in wishing you all the very best holiday greetings. Don't forget to be with us the Friday following New Year's for the highlights of the nation's leading bowl games. Watch your local newspapers for the time. See you then.